Major update, guys. We now know why Victor Benjamin brutally murdered Mrs. Fumilayo and her teenage daughter for money rituals in Osun State. He is finally speaking up on his side of the story, and you guys will not believe what he is spewing from his mouth. I want to say I am surprised, but who am I kidding? I'm not surprised. So the last we spoke on this, if you haven't seen our previous video, check our YouTube. He had run away to Ghana, where the Ghanaian police were able to track him down, arrest him, and hand him over to the Nigerian police. That is after the body of Mrs. Fumilayo and her daughter were discovered, and the native doctor, his wife, and his accomplices were arrested. So now that he's in Nigeria, he has been paraded, and he's now speaking up on how he got into this situation, how and why he killed the woman for money rituals. And according to him, he met the native doctor, Mr. Boyega Daramola, on TikTok. And when they met on TikTok, he was speaking with him, telling him about his personal problems and how he feels he's not progressing in life. And somehow, this TikTok cleric, this TikTok herbalist, tells Mr. Victor Benjamin that the reason why he is not progressing in life is because a woman somewhere out there in his life has stolen his glory, his destiny, and he needs to get rid of that woman before he can move forward in life. And lo and behold, Mrs. Fumilayo Lasisi turns out to be the said woman that was identified between him and this native doctor to be the person who had stolen his glory, which left him one option ordered by this said TikTok herbalist, that he had to bring the woman to him for spiritual cleansing and also to get rid of her. Now, what we don't still understand is his relationship with Mrs. Fumilayo. We are made to understand that he's a man friend. We're also made to understand or believe that they may have been intimate. Remember, Victor Benjamin is married with his family, and Fumilayo Lasisi is also married, but her husband lives abroad. So she basically lives like a single mother in Nigeria. It's unclear how long the husband has been away. But again, that is her dynamic with the husband. Another thing again we got to learn is that Victor Benjamin lives in Osogbo, Osun State itself, while Fumilayo lives and works in Ogun State. It's unclear how they met, but given that he is meeting the native doctor on TikTok, I want to assume that he also met her on TikTok, because they are both actively on TikTok. Fumilayo is an active TikTok person, and that is how we got to know that she is also into this cleric cleansing, spiritualist, native doctor thing. We've talked about that in a previous video. You can check it out to learn more on that part. So basically, after Benjamin is told by this native doctor that Fumilayo is the reason why he's not progressing in life, that she's the one who had stolen his glory, and that he had to bring her for cleansing, he reaches out to her and convinces her to come all the way from Ogun State to Osun State so that they both would go to meet the native doctor for spiritual cleansing. He most likely told her, "What's up? Let's go and see this spiritual cleanser or spiritualist who would help cleanse us." Or it's unclear what the cleansing was about or the reason he gave to her for the cleansing, but he did say spiritual cleansing was the word he used to tell her, to convince her to come over. And like we've established already, given her TikTok, she is in line with those form of belief. So when she heard about the cleansing, she got into a cab along with her daughter, came to see the Mr. Benjamin, and together they both went to see the native doctor in his house. When they got there, the native doctor presents it to her so that this is a spiritual cleansing for her progress, for his progress, and for them to, I don't know what the situation was in depthly. However, he claimed that when they were there, they told her that she would have to go into the forest to do the cleansing. And that was when she, along with the daughter, went into the forest with two other guys who were supposed to help cleanse her. And according to Benjamin, he did not go with them, so he did not know when they killed her. But he knew that they were going to kill her. But she herself did not know. She was the whole time thinking that this is a spiritual cleansing. This is something that would better her life. This is something that will make her see progress in her life. This was something that was good for her. So when they most likely got into the forest, the killing happened. She's killed along with her daughter, and her own body part, from what we know, was harvested. Multiple parts of her hands, both hands, head, bosoms, private parts, a lot of things were cut out of her. And but we know that the daughter's body was just left like that. Victor Benjamin claimed that when the killing had happened, he went to Ikoyi Mountain. I think there is an Ikoyi in Osun State, because he was like, if there was a mountain in actual Ikoyi in Lagos. But there's a mountain he went on to pray in Ikoyi, and when he was there, I think that mountain is in Ibadan. Okay, it could have been Ibadan or Osun State, but he went to Ikoyi Mountain, and where he went there, he was there to pray, to complete the ritual. Is unclear if the native doctor ordered him to do so. He never mentioned going to Ghana for some weird reason. Somewhere from what we are understanding, he claims that it was when he heard on the news that the woman was butchered and her body parts were harvested for rituals. That was when he turned himself in, because he did not do that. As if that makes anything better. I don't know what. So basically, he's acting or saying that he had no idea that that was a money ritual killing. That to him, it was just to get rid of the woman, holding him back from achieving success in life. Again, we still haven't understood the relationship with the two of them, Funmilayo and Victor Benjamin. It's unclear what it is, but we can always see that they were most likely friends, friendly, or intimate, because again, they would have to have some level, she would have to have some level of trust for her to leave her house with her daughter to go see him and go see this native doctor. I don't think they were strangers. A lot of people are still believing she was jazzed, that they blew powder on her face in the mirror and she was hypnotized and came all the way from Ogun State to Osun State with her daughter to get killed. But I don't think that is the case. I believe that the two of them had a relationship, and it would make sense why he would believe that she is the one who had used that glory. Because how do you use someone's glory that you haven't met before? For you to successfully use someone's glory, I mean, we're made to understand that that is why they preach against premarital sex. That when you sleep with somebody else, you don't know the person has used your glory, the person has taken your destiny. That is the only way most spiritualists believe that someone can take something from them when you are intimate with them. And I believe that kind of solidifies their relationship. The fact that the native doctor feels like she's the one who had stolen his glory indicates that he and her were most likely more than just friends. It's such an unfortunate situation. This is one of the most annoying story out there, and it's one of those things that I think we've seen multiple times in similar instances where women or men are lured by someone they know to go see a native doctor, not knowing that they are the joke, they are the sacrificial lamb. And that is a very, very unfortunate situation to be. You go with a friend or someone you care for to go and see a spiritualist, and all the while, before you came, they had already talked that you were going to be the one that they will cut into pieces and use for rituals. There are multiple stories that we've covered on this page as such. And that is how I know and I believe that this is not so different, because it's been something that people have been doing in this line of belief for a long time. The other two native doctors who were paraded with them also gave their statements. One of them, named James, said that, it was on that day of the killing that he saw the two of them, that he had no prior knowledge of them, that he came to see their Oga, who is the TikTok native doctor, and that was the orders he was giving. Victor Benjamin, however, though, in his statement, is hinting that he was hypnotized. He's trying to make it look like he had no idea what he was doing, that he was charmed into doing this, that he never wanted to do this. But again, that is what they all say when they get caught, because you never wanted to do it, and when you thought you were hypnotized and your eye cleared, you would have gone to report yourself, or I don't know, turn yourself in. Maybe that would help your case. But you ran to Ibadan, then ran to Ghana, and now you want to convince us that you had no idea that you were doing what you were doing. I don't believe it. I don't think anyone believes it. At the end of the day, it's an unfortunate situation for Mrs. Funmilayo and her daughter, and I do hope that the story does help more people see that they got to be a lot more careful. You can say you don't trust strangers all you want, but these days, from what we've been seeing, friends, lovers, side chicks, husbands, brothers, sisters are the ones doing the killing to the people that they know. So you all got to be careful out there, and also don't just trust anybody at all. I cannot imagine what he would have told her so convincingly that was able to make her pack her daughter and herself travel to another state to go and see no offense, who leaves Ogun State to go to Osun State to meet a native doctor? Like, it's ridiculous. No offense to people from Ogun State, but that is like the headquarters of those kinds of things. If she wanted spiritual cleansing, there is a lot of clerics in Ogun State that would have done it for her. So why are you leaving? You would have convinced him to come to your state to come and do the cleansing then, since it was so important to him. Like, why? It's like somebody convincing you to leave your state to come and see a pastor in another state meters away. Like when you have like 500 pastors who all claim to see from the glory of the Lord. Who leaves one state to go to another state to know? You have a pastor in your state, so use your own pastor. So I don't know why or how she fell for it. I don't know. And for her to even go with her daughter shows you that she most likely trusted this man with everything. If it's something that she was most likely unsure of, she would have left her daughter behind with a relative or a friend. Before her to go with her daughter to go see this man indicates that she really trusted this man. She really hoped that this man was someone that she could actually trust. And the daughter must have been also aware of the man. They most likely did have a relationship. It's what it's giving. It's unfortunate. The police have assured that they will be taken to court and they will face the full extent of the law, in accordance to their contribution to this terrible, horrifying crime that they committed. And we love to see that, honestly. We would love to see that. Death to all of them.